Ladies and gents, before I commence with my speech, I must take a moment to appreciate that how the topic in hand is an affirmation and not a question. That is, we are independent and not, are we independent? On that note, I'm delighted to be advocating the motion. Yes, we are independent, being the seventh largest geography on the face of planet Earth, with about 136 crore inhabitants who come together in a perfect harmony with each other and the system to elect their desired representative every 5 years. That, that is our privilege. The adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this constitution is a 71 years old bliss. The Indian Constitution, Part 3, enshrines a few basic rights granted to the citizens. We are fortunate to have a right to equality, freedom against any exploitation to practice and profess the religion of our choice and such. I say fortunate because it is not everywhere that people get to breathe in free air. Sadly enough, our dear Uyghur brothers up north are not allowed to bear specific names or to grow facial hair. There is religious persecution in almost every part of the world, and then there is Mother India, the home sweet home to every religion to ever exist. Here, in the Democratic Republic of India, we are entitled to peacefully protest to our whims and fancies, and thus, quote unquote, the tank man never happens here. I'm reminded of an anecdotal reference that I read in a WhatsApp forward. It went like that North Korea got its first COVID 19 positive case in May something 2020, and the next day the order was restored back to normal. The cases were down to zero. Nope. Mr. KIM did not kill the guy. He put a bullet right through his skull. Now you get it, my friend. That is the difference between fascism and democracy. Now, the bureaucracy and governance. It does not stay in a single hand either. India is a quasi federal state. We are both a federation and a union at the same time. The Prime Minister and the many chief ministers, who are also free to healthily criticize one another, thus ensuring independence in this regard too. Plus, one upsetting behavior from our choicest representative, and we have the liberty to impeach them. Oh, yes, I'm just reminded of how we can now buy lands and settle in Jammu and Kashmir as well, just in case you fancy Kava, mountains, and snowfall. That reminds me of the judiciary, the Article 377 and the decriminalization of homosexuality in India. India has accepted that love is love, while many other regimes still struggle doing so. The Indian Constitution and our Bapuji became an inspiration and a foundation to the happily ever after regime of South Africa. In these difficult times, too, India pioneered in home growing two very effective vaccines against COVID 19. Plus, it supplied millions of doses to other needy states as well. I thus happily reach to a conclusion that we are our own masters. And I shall now put my speech to rest by saying that since that stroke of the midnight hour, the world kept sleeping. And India did wake to life and freedom. Long live India.